Hey YouTube, I was trying to figure out um, what I would want to talk about today, and I think something that needs to definitely get said is what uh, what weight loss kind of does to your head. Um, because if you thought things get easier with self-image and things like that after weight loss, yes and no. Sometimes it's very hard to adjust to what you see in the mirror every day after you've lost all that weight. So sometimes you get a little depressed about it because, like, you don't look like you did before, which is a good thing sometimes, but it isn't what you expected you to look like because you thought you'd always be big. So it's this awkward, getting used to who you are as a person. Because, honestly, when you're really, really heavy, and people who are skinny their whole life don't understand this, when you're heavy set, and people don't realize that people will define you by that. That's why people have the the title, the fat friend, or you're defined by that, and people can joke about that and have their comments about it. So when you're not that anymore, it's kind of a weird identity crisis that you go through. At least I did. So now I can't, because I used to crack jokes. I used to crack fat jokes about myself all the time. Can't really do that anymore. I mean, I still sometimes will do it, and I get people looking at me funny, or a quick whack in the back of the head for making jokes like that, because it's not exactly true anymore. And so it's just weird. You don't know what to do with yourself, because you come up with things to protect yourself from the opinions of other people when you're heavy, and then you don't have that anymore. It's weird. And it just kind of, because, I don't know, when you're heavy set, you start to think that's all you are. You're just that heavy person, and when you're not that anymore, you're like, okay, well, what am I? Who am I? Because your relationships change with people and food. Like, for instance, my relationship with food, and I was, this is gonna be hard to talk about, but, I always had trouble. I didn't really have to deal with feelings before, because the only way that I dealt with feelings before, was eating. I ate my feelings most of the time. And now, especially in the situation my life's in right now, I have to emote. I have to actually express my feelings, rather than just being upset and eating that. Yeah, I would physically get get upset or, things like that. But my way of dealing with those problems was to eat them. So now that I actually have to express how I feel about things, I'm having a little trouble with that. I'm trying to get used to it. It's getting me in trouble a little bit these days, but I'm trying at least. I gotta find better ways to be able to express myself, because I'm allowed to now. I feel like I can in the situations I'm in, and I don't have to feel like I can't talk about stuff and deal with stuff. So I have to work on that and find ways to feel okay with doing that, instead of, the situation where I can go to food and stuff like that. I didn't connect those two things together, because, I was having problems expressing myself in a few situations, and then I thought about it, and I'm like, wait, this is how I used to deal with things in the past, was food. So I always thought, because I was thinking to myself when that situation came up, I always had no problem expressing myself. Yeah, no, I didn't express myself verbally. I dealt with feelings through food. I didn't put those two together until like yesterday, when I was thinking about it, and it kind of light bulbed. I'm like, really? How did I not see that? It was weird to put those two together and be like, yeah, that's how I dealt with feelings. I didn't talk about it. I felt like I talked about it. But no. Because things always got better, but things always got better because I stuffed my face. So now I have to actually talk about stuff, and that's kind of scary. Because I don't have that other outlet to run to. At least I'm not letting myself have that other outlet to run to, because I'm not going back to the way things were. Things are too good now to jeopardize everything I've done in the last year and a half, so that's been a thing that I've had to deal with, and it's weird. I definitely need to figure out how I can manage those two things, food and emotions. Because I didn't really have, I've been pretty much, and I guess I usually thought I would have figured that out in the last year, that I was having that problem between the two. And, I knew I did a lot of emotional eating, but I didn't realize that that was my way of expressing my feelings. Or not exactly expressing I didn't express my feelings, because I always went to food. It wasn't until I got into situations where there was someone around all the time to notice that I had trouble expressing my feelings. Yeah. So, I'm working on that. So if anyone's got ideas, let me know. I'm better. I guess I just need to learn to talk. Yeah. And you'd think, I used to talk all the time. You can never shut, there have been times in my life people were always telling me to shut up. You'd think I'd be better about that now. Now that I need it. Now I need it to be that way, and I'm not doing it. But so there's that. Yeah. I needed to get that off my chest, so that was the main thing I could think of to talk about today. Because I had that realization yesterday, and it's the emotional toll that weight loss has on you. It can screw with your head. It's a good thing. Weight loss is a great thing. And I wouldn't change it. But how you deal with your life as a whole changes. You know, even your emotional life, especially your emotional life. Because most of the time, if you get heavy like that, there's some kind of emotional component to eating like that. So you just gotta learn to put two and two together and figure out how to manage. But yeah, that's the main thing I can think to talk about today. I'll come up with some other topics. I'm still trying to. I think I'm going to talk about weight maintenance soon, so we'll work on that next time. Alright, I will talk to you later, YouTube. Have a nice day.